Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Black Demon, and this is a new horror sci-fi thriller from director Adrian Grunberg, and focusing on an oil rig inspector who winds up going out to check on this rig when he finds few survivors and a giant megalodon who is now threatening his life, his family's life, and the life of this rig. And Grunberg previously directed Get the Gringo and Rambo, Last Blood, and this film definitely has that kind of visceralness that you got out of Last Blood. It's very darker tone. This isn't like The Meg, which was kind of tongue-in-cheek, maybe could have been even more that. But this particular film's taking things very seriously and honestly tries to pack a bit of a message into this creature feature, which there's very few shark films, I feel like, that can really hit that depth. Sea puns. But this particular film actually has something to say about the environment and the motivations for this megalodon coming to attack. And there's actually some twists and turns narratively about the truth about this rig and Josh Lucas's motivations, and this leads to some poignant familial drama that actually works on a pretty decent level. It salvages some really annoying banter that the film tries to set up towards the beginning of the film that feels very run-of-the-mill and just lazily done kind of dialogue. But this film does add some depth to it as the film goes on, and you get this growing relationship between Paul, Josh Lucas's character, and some of the more locals who are working on this rig, and that adds some dimensions to the film that you might not have expected out of this. Now, from like an actual thrills perspective, there's some inspired moments. It's definitely, this doesn't have a huge budget. You could definitely tell that in terms of how the shark looks and different effects and stuff like that. But overall, there are some moments where it leans into some effects-driven thrills and shocks, and they work, honestly, on some level. And I'm not saying that this is a great film, nor am I really saying this is a good film. This is a rock-solid shark creature feature kind of film that, you know, lands in a lot of tropes. It might be weakened by its reliance on CGI at times, and you know, it might not be as scary as it could have been, even though there are some inspired moments, especially as they're desperately trying to get back on this rig if they've fallen off. But this film has some ideas behind it and some serviceable human drama to throw in there to make this work on an even deeper level. And in general, I think this is a solid shark thriller that has some other interesting ideas thrown in there that sets it apart just enough for this to be potentially worth a watch for you. But those are my thoughts on The Black Demon. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.